Last year, the Edina Fire Department's paramedics responded to more than 3,600 emergency medical service calls. Edina police officers are often the first on the scene during medical emergencies. All police officers are trained as emergency medical technicians to assist until paramedics arrive. Let's go out to Officer Aaron White to tell us more.
Thanks, Brian. Today we're in the garage where we store the police cars at the Edina Police Department, and I'm joined by Officer Eric Carlson. Eric, thanks for being here.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Reason we asked you to be here today is to learn a little bit more about how Edina Police Patrol Officers respond as part of the city's EMS response, the emergency medical response in the city. And let's start with that. How exactly do you play a part in that response?
Well, when an emergency call comes in from medical or similar related, the fire department is dispatched along with one or two police cars, and quite often, if not always, we tend to get there before the fire department, and we have the training and equipment to make a difference.
And important to note, Edina is somewhat unique here in Hennepin County in that we have our own in-house paramedics and as part of our fire department. So you work alongside with them.
Real closely. In addition, the state requires us to be at minimum first responders. The city of Edina has us trained up and maintained at the level of EMT basic, emergency medical technician.
And what does that training involve?
For the EMT basic, it's 120 classroom hours, including clinical time and quite a bit of time then in the field learning to put into practice what you've learned.
And then you're constantly refreshing that training as well.
Absolutely. Every couple of years we're sent through a refresher, and the refresher doesn't cover the same old things. It usually has some new and interesting topics.
So when people see police cars responding in the community, there's not always a crime in progress, but oftentimes you're responding along with the fire department.
Absolutely.
What are some of the typical medical calls you respond to during a shift?
Go to quite a few chest pain, which can be anything from indigestion all the way through a heart attack. Quite often there's a high likelihood of a diabetic response or crisis. Occasionally a trauma of some sort, falls, car crashes.
Well, response time is really a key because the paramedics might be at the station, whereas you might be a block away.
That's true. We're pretty much constantly rolling around the city looking for trouble and
Sure.
responding when sent.
Very good. And as such, we're standing before a squad car here. The squad cars all carry quite a bit of equipment. Can you show us some of the medical equipment on board here?
Absolutely. One of the major pieces is this yellow device. It's a AED, which is an automated external defibrillator, heart shocker in layman's terms.
Sure.
It allows us to help convert poor rhythm into a sustainable rhythm.
Just like on TV?
Pretty much, but
Do you put that jelly on the
no
paddles?
jelly, stickers, and
Right.
the machine does most of the work.
But the same concept, important.
Basically, correct.
Sure.
Correct. And that's been shown to have a really important outcome for quick defibrillation and a cardiac arrest.
Very good.
We also carry, as a medicine, oxygen, which we administer to people who have shortness of breath, asthma. It pretty much helps everything.
Sure.
And in the case of a cardiac event or a stroke, extra oxygen will be a really important thing for the persons. In our oxygen kit, we carry airway management devices so we can breathe for a person and maintain their airway if they're incapable of it. In our bag, we also carry some medium, not necessarily advanced, first aid supplies for
Sure.
bleeding and shock and those things.
Bottom line, though, is even though we have paramedics with a higher skill set and maybe some better and more sophisticated equipment, the point is you may be a block away. I really want to emphasize that, and it sounds like we're pretty well equipped in all of these squads.
Exactly. The basic equipment, which with creativity and training covers a lot.
Very good. Well, Eric, thanks for giving us a little insight today as to how the police play a role in that EMS response.
Happy to help.
Eric Carlson is a police officer working in our patrol division here at the Edina Police Department, and we'll return to you, Brian.